Did you know that in 2025, more than 50 million tourists are expected to visit New York City, yet most still fall into the same traps that locals have seen play out year after year? From overspending on simple experiences to completely missing out on the city's rich cultural depth, New York City, also known as the Big Apple, can either be the adventure of a lifetime or a series of frustrating missteps. Welcome to 10 Globe Trips, your go-to channel for practical, eye-opening travel guides. In today's video, we'll uncover the biggest mistakes tourists make when visiting New York City in 2025 and show you exactly how to avoid them. Whether you're a first-timer or making a return visit, this Big Apple survival guide will ensure you experience the city the way it was meant to be enjoyed. One of the most common and costly mistakes tourists make is believing that Manhattan represents all of New York City. While Manhattan certainly boasts world-famous landmarks like Central Park, Times Square, and the Empire State Building, it's just one of 5 diverse boroughs that make up the city. Brooklyn, for example, has evolved into a creative and cultural hub, brimming with art galleries, indie coffee shops, and boutique thrift stores. Williamsburg and Bushwick offer immersive street art tours and farm-to-table restaurants that rival Manhattan's best. Queens, home to one of the most ethnically diverse populations in the world, offers an authentic taste of dozens of cuisines, from Tibetan momos to Dominican pastelón, all in one neighborhood. The Bronx is steeped in history, from the birth of hip-hop in the 1970s to today's dynamic Latino and Black cultural scenes. Staten Island, while often ignored, is a peaceful green escape offering botanical gardens, beaches, and ferry rides with unforgettable skyline views. In 2025, travelers are beginning to realize that venturing beyond Manhattan leads to richer, less touristy, and more affordable experiences. Speaking of Times Square, yes, it's flashy, iconic, and saturated with lights, but it's also the most notorious tourist trap in the city. The mistake here isn't visiting, it's lingering. Many tourists waste hours here, paying inflated prices for souvenirs, food, and entertainment. You'll find fast food chains you can visit at home, people in low-quality character costumes aggressively demanding tips, and store prices jacked up for out-of-towners. A slice of pizza here could cost you $7 when just a few blocks away you can find a better slice for under $3. If you want a memorable Times Square experience, go at night for photos, take it in, and then leave. For a more authentic Broadway experience, use apps like TodayTix for discounted tickets or explore off-Broadway productions in neighborhoods like the East Village or Hell's Kitchen, where the performances are often more intimate and innovative. Another massive error tourists make is avoiding public transportation in favor of taxis or rideshare services. While yellow taxis are part of the classic NYC image, they're no longer the most efficient or economical way to get around. With increased congestion pricing zones introduced in 2025 and expanded bike and pedestrian lanes across Manhattan, cab rides are slower and more expensive than ever. The subway, on the other hand, is fast, runs 24/7, and is far more reliable than outsiders believe. The OMNY system now allows you to use your contactless credit card or smartphone to pay instantly. No need for Metro cards. Google Maps and the Citymapper app provide real-time transit updates and delay warnings, making navigation much simpler. A mistake tourists often make is failing to understand the express versus local train system, so take a moment to check whether the train you're boarding stops at your intended station. Riding the subway might seem intimidating at first, but it's the best way to experience New York like a local. Failing to grasp New York City's fast-paced etiquette is another classic pitfall. While locals may appear blunt or rushed, they generally respect tourists who are self-aware and courteous. One golden rule? Never stop in the middle of a sidewalk, especially in busy areas like Midtown or Soho. New Yorkers walk with purpose and precision, and pausing abruptly for photos or to check your phone is considered rude and disruptive. If you must stop, move to the side. Escalator etiquette is another big one. Stand on the right, walk on the left. If you're riding the subway, don't blast music without headphones or take up more than one seat. Also, always hold the door for people behind you, and never cut in line. It's a quick way to get on someone's bad side. Understanding these unwritten rules not only helps you avoid awkward situations, it also allows you to blend in better with the flow of the city. When it comes to dining, tourists often make the mistake of relying solely on guidebooks or tourist traps instead of exploring New York's dynamic and ever-changing food scene. In 2025, food culture in NYC is more diverse and accessible than ever, with thousands of locally owned restaurants, food trucks, and pop-ups redefining what it means to eat out in the city. Want a real New York bagel? Skip the hotel breakfast and head to places like Essa Bagel or Absolute Bagels. Craving pizza? Try Prince Street Pizza in Soho or Best Pizza in Williamsburg. Even street carts have stepped up their game, with Halal Guys, King Souvlaki, and Waffles and Dinges all offering mouth-watering bites at affordable prices. Local influencers on TikTok and Instagram now drive much of the food discovery scene, so it's worth following a few NYC-based foodies during your stay. Be spontaneous and go where the lines are short. The city is full of hidden gems on nearly every block. A major travel mistake people still make in 2025 is failing to book popular attractions in advance. Whether it's climbing to the crown of the Statue of Liberty, visiting the top of the Rock, or exploring the Edge at Hudson Yards, walk-in availability is rare, especially during peak travel seasons. Many of these destinations now operate on timed entry tickets, and same-day slots are often unavailable. Booking online in advance can save you from disappointment and long waits. For more budget-conscious travelers, city passes like the New York City Pass or Go City New York offer discounted bundles to major attractions. You can also find reservation-only walking tours and rooftop access experiences through platforms like Airbnb Experiences or Get Your Guide, which have grown tremendously in popularity for their local, curated flavor. Tourists often assume that staying in Midtown Manhattan is the most convenient choice. While it might seem ideal for sightseeing, Midtown is loud, congested, and overpriced. In 2025, better options lie in up-and-coming neighborhoods like Long Island City, Brooklyn Heights, or Astoria. These areas offer a more relaxed vibe, significantly cheaper hotel or Airbnb rates, and a fast subway ride into the city's center. You'll get larger living spaces, better local dining options, and quieter streets, perfect for unwinding after a long day of exploring. Plus, these neighborhoods are safer and more walkable than ever thanks to ongoing city investments in pedestrian infrastructure, green spaces, and 24-hour surveillance in public areas. Another overlooked mistake is ignoring New York's incredible cultural calendar. Tourists who don't research upcoming events often miss out on free concerts in Central Park, film festivals in Tribeca, or cultural parades like the West Indian Day Carnival. In 2025, digital kiosks installed in major subway stations display weekly event highlights, and apps like Time Out New York or Fever NYC provide up-to-date info on everything from rooftop yoga classes to immersive art pop-ups. Planning your trip around a special event can transform your visit from basic to unforgettable, offering deeper connections to the city's heartbeat and its people. And let's talk about overpacking. Tourists who bring too much luggage often find themselves regretting it immediately. Most hotel rooms and Airbnb apartments in NYC are compact, storage is limited, and elevators may be absent in older buildings. New York is a walking city, so you'll be carrying that heavy bag upstairs, onto trains, and down crowded sidewalks. A smart traveler in 2025 packs for comfort and practicality. Comfortable walking shoes are non-negotiable, layers are key due to unpredictable weather, and a small backpack for daily essentials is far more functional than a purse or duffel bag. Bonus tip: bring a reusable water bottle. Nick's tap water is among the cleanest in the country, and refill stations are common in public parks and transit stations. Safety is another concern that many tourists misunderstand. While New York was once associated with crime, it is now one of the safest big cities in America, especially in tourist-friendly zones. That said, crime hasn't vanished, it's just more targeted. In 2025, petty theft like pickpocketing in crowded areas is still something to watch out for. Always zip your bags, avoid flashing expensive items like cameras or jewelry, and steer clear of unfamiliar, poorly lit streets late at night. If you're using the subway after midnight, sit in the car with the conductor's window or ride in more crowded cars. These simple precautions go a long way in ensuring a trouble-free experience. Finally, one of the most heartbreaking mistakes tourists make is underestimating how much of New York City is free to explore. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars a day to enjoy the best of what the city has to offer. From a scenic ferry ride past the Statue of Liberty to a sunset walk along the High Line, from free museum days at the MoMA to jazz nights in Washington Square Park, the soul of New York thrives in its public spaces and shared experiences. Take a walking tour of Harlem, attend a poetry reading in the Lower East Side, or just sit with a coffee in Bryant Park and people watch for hours. The city gives you its magic, if you know where to look. So there you have it. The most common tourist mistakes in New York City, and how to avoid them. Whether you're here for the first time or returning for more, these tips can transform your NYC trip from exhausting to extraordinary. If you found this guide helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to 10 Globe Trips, and leave a comment telling us your favorite New York moment, or the mistake you won't make twice. Thanks for watching, and until next time, travel smart, explore deeply, and see the world through new eyes.